Hello from warm and sunny Uganda, and by warm and sunny I mean it's about 40 degrees Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit, so don't zoom in on my upper lip because I'm definitely sweating. And on that delicious note, today I would like to introduce you to Ugandan cuisine. The first thing I'd like to introduce you to is Matoke, which is something I've really grown to love and enjoy during my time here. And what it is basically mashed green banana, which may not sound very appetizing, but it tastes a lot like mashed potato. It's very comforting and kind of bland, so you can dress it any way you like and it's unlikely that you'll really dislike it. The second thing might be a little more polarizing and it's called Posho. Posho is also known as ugali in some of the neighboring countries, which gives you a good idea of how popular it is here. It's basically this white dumpling or bread that's made with millet flour or maize flour, and again it's quite neutral in taste, but the texture might not appeal to everyone. I quite enjoy it, but I definitely prefer Matoke. Next, let's talk about some mains. So the one thing that I've been eating over and over here as a vegan is bean stew, and this is not too dissimilar from your regular baked beans, but it's better. It's definitely better. Sometimes it comes with tiny sour green aubergines, sometimes it's just plain, sometimes it has loads of vegetables inside, and it's very cheap. It's one of the local staples alongside pea stew, and then for the non-vegetarians, you have beef, you have goat, you have fish, you have chicken, and sometimes even pork. One stew that deserves a special shout out is the G-nut stew, which stands for groundnut. It kind of tastes like peanut butter, and for me it's a little bit unusual, but once you get used to it, it's quite Moorish. What you do is you order your stew and then you order sides, and you don't actually pay separately for those. They're included in the price. So I've already mentioned Posho and Matoke, but there's other things that typically come with your meal. Pumpkin, cassava, sweet potato, which is a little different from the kind that we know, and greens. Next up is something you may already know from a different cuisine, and that is Indian. And it is chapati. And here is me trying to prepare my own chapati. I did an okay job, but in a second you'll see how the pros do it, and it's very different. But when it comes to chapatis, you usually don't eat them plain. They come in two different forms. One of them is Kikomando, which I absolutely adore. It's basically a cut up chapati and that bean stew that we're just talking about. But there's a second staple, which is not vegan, but it is vegetarian, and it's called Rolex. And it's very cheap. Cheap Rolex. Who knew?
An omelette, which is rolled in the chapati, then it becomes a Rolex. It also has a mixture, the egg has a mixture of tomatoes and cabbage, and that's a Ugandan trademark, Rolex.
As you've probably gathered from the prevalence of chapatis, Indian food is really popular here in Uganda, and you can find anything from your standard tikka masala to just about any curry that you've ever had before, so really great for Indian food lovers and great for, coincidentally, vegans. Yes! Finally, we need to talk about some of the local produce, which is absolutely incredible. It starts with avocados, which are just as good as they get, and then you have mangoes, pineapple. I mean, I feel like I'd never tasted pineapple until I tasted it here, and watermelon's really popular as well. This video wouldn't be complete without me mentioning Stony, which is a very popular drink here. It's kind of like a ginger beer, but very, very gingery and fizzy. It's made by Coca-Cola, so as you can imagine, it's pretty sweet. Here's my first reaction to it. Oh, it's very sweet. It's nice. Very sweet though. And finally, I always like to investigate local beers, and the three most popular are Nile, Tusker, and Guinness, and only one of them is actually local. This right here is Tusker beer, and it's actually Kenyan, so by drinking it, you're not supporting the local economy, but it is delicious. And Guinness, as you probably know, is Irish, but they have a slightly different blend here, and it's very, very good. So for those of you who enjoy stout, definitely give that one a try. And that's it for me for today. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and check out my other foodie videos from Africa, like this one from Ethiopia, which seems to be doing really well. People are enjoying it, so find out if you're one of them. Go on, click it. I'll see you next Friday. Bye!